One of the joys of going to the cinema is that feeling of unknowing, like what exactly am I going to witness here? But there are times where you just fancy a film that will give you what you expect, and for the most part the Fast and Furious franchise has done that. These films are very surface level and they work in the same way as junk food, as in the order is usually the same, you know it's not going to fill you up for the rest of the day, but it will satisfy you for the next few hours at least. And the Fast franchise has fully embraced being that for people. However, with F9, the wheels looked to be coming off as it clocked in a disappointing entry that lacked any spark. In that film they went to space of all places, so with Fast X approaching you thought, where are they going to go next? Well, in this 10th movie, instead of going higher they go wider as we get the most stuffed Fast and Furious film to date. Vin Diesel has heavily hinted that Fast X is the first chapter of a 3-part finale, and considering his filmography, that's not a surprise as he does like his X's to be in groups of 3. I watched this film in a packed screen and it was probably the busiest I've seen it since COVID, and it was pleasing to see the reactions from the crowd and really feel their enthusiasm. The series has a strong global fan base and it's clear to see why, like due to the nature of the films being always on the move, going from one action scene to the next, they are easily accessible for worldwide audiences. And in regards to more of the recent films in particular, including Fast X, they are so many things rolled into one. There's car chases, there's espionage, it's like visiting an amusement park and being able to go on all the rides. You get that feeling of satisfaction. In Fast X, all the main players return. Roman is once again the comic relief with multiple back and forths with Tej, and he got some big laughs in my screening. But it's newcomer Jason Momoa as Dante that will be remembered the most, as he embraces an eccentric bad guy that has echoes of the Joker and of the more extreme Bond villains of the past. On the subject of Bond, they take a leaf out of the Spectre book, as he's a character who's been around for some time but only now comes out of the shadows.
Welcome, James. It's been a long time. And finally, here we are.
Jason Momoa is clearly having a very fun time in this role, and that does rub off on you, the audience, as well. And he's a character where he's not just one step ahead, but instead he's 20 steps ahead at all times. And so if you're buying a tube of Pringles, he would tell you that, yes, I knew you were going to buy those Pringles, now you're in my trap.
It's a trap!
In terms of the story, it's basic and it knows it. Like, the film even has time to dedicate a scene to emphasize the ridiculous plot and the fact that they are so self-aware. Nevertheless, the script is laughably bad. I mean, some of it you can put in the cheese category, but the rest... It's bad! There's no standout action scene in this film, more so homages to previous ones, like for example at one point there's a bomb on the loose in Rome, very much like the vault scene in Fast 5, only this time Dom has to use his Rocket League skills. Speaking of Rome, once again we visit plenty of exotic locations, and added with the usual expensive cars, it shows a lifestyle that many people strive towards. And as much as it's a meme at this point, joining Dom and the family can provide a source of comfort.
Who knew that in 2023 that we would need a saga like this to remind us how important family is?
Like with a soap opera, even if you've missed the last few entries, the film holds your hand to such a degree that you'll be caught up in no time. And to keep with that comparison, there's numerous times where characters make appearances in Fast X, and I must say, an EastEnders Duff Duff wouldn't feel out of place here. In Fast X there is so much going on, it has a bloated runtime as well, but all things considered it achieved an important feat, and that is it's built hype for the next part, and it shows promise as well that when the next one eventually releases it will come together and go beyond its predecessor. Fast X is a return to form for the Fast franchise, and it sits around the middle when compared with the rest, but it is still bogged down with the established issues of the series. It is completely preposterous and it turns your brain to mashed potato, but having said all of that, it still does enough to leave you fulfilled. With Jason Momoa and Brie Larson joining up with Fast X, it does make me think, who are they going to get to be in the next film? I know Keanu Reeves' name has been mentioned, but who would you like to see join up with the family? And also, if you have seen Fast X, do you agree with my thoughts, and where do you rank it amongst the rest? For now though, if you want to know a review, on screen is one that YouTube has picked for you.